is Chief Meteorologist Kimberly Sprout here for KJVR Jollyville Radio. On today's program, we have an installment of Coffee Filters by Amanda Keeton, followed by a History Chats interview with Bonnie Parker of Felonious fame. Following that, UncleASAR interviews Sandra Renner of the Center for Rural Affairs in Lyons, Nebraska. And now the shipping forecast issued by KJVR Jollyville Radio for today, Wednesday, the 18th of November. Hard Rock Canyon, southwesterly 3 to 5, occasionally gale 7, rain or showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. Harmony Hills, North Parmer, South Parmer, southwesterly 4 or 5, occasionally north at first in North Harmony Hills, rain, then showers, good, then occasionally poor at first. Malakoff, Chesapeake, Fodou, cyclonic variable 4 or 5, becoming variable 3 or 4. Rain or drizzle at times. Fog patches, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. And that completes the shipping bulletin. This is Kimberly Sprout on behalf of KJVR Jollyville Radio. From all of us here at Purple Street Studios, we wish you a safe and peaceful podcast experience. We'll be back after these messages.
Sleek, glimmering, concave, announcing the all-new line of luxury soup spoons by the designer Robert Cheerful.
Yummy soup.
Are you itching for a good story? Laughter among friends, maybe even a mystery or two? Well, you're in luck. Fire Breathing Kittens is a standalone Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Each episode is a separate 3-hour-long story, like a movie for your ears, so you can listen to these adventures in any order you like. So, join us on a real play D&D quest as we solve mysteries, attempt comedic banter, and enjoy friendship. Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. Fantasy, action, mystery, friendship.
Jollyville Radio sends a shout out to Piketon, Ohio, population 2,157. How y'all doing?
Previously on Coffee Filters.
That was my last piece of Kitty Westlake's blue ribbon double sausage Dutch oven lasagna.
He got really freaked out when he couldn't find his lunch.
That hot, gooey cheese.
Hey, Amanda, I saw some guys in suits poking around Stan's place. Call me.
All inquiries should be directed to our home office.
I'm Amanda Keeton, and on this show, we get to the bottom of office mysteries. Pour yourself another cup, because this is Coffee Filters on KJVR. I'm here at Malakoff City Hall to ask about the 2 agents that were poking around Stan's place.
Take a number. Somebody will be with you promptly.
Hi, I'm looking for your lasagna division.
Look, if you're here to submit a complaint about the pizza rice casserole, you can place it in the box next to the others.
No, actually, I was interested in learning about 2 Malakoff agents who might have something to do with the disappearance of some lasagna in Jollyville.
The agents in Jollyville? What? Who sent you?
My name's Amanda Keeton. I'm a reporter with KJVR in Jollyville.
Look, I don't know who you are, but you shouldn't be here.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Balcones. That's all I'll say. Now get out of here before it's too late. Go.
There's only one Balcones I know of. It's Bobby Balcones, the casserole Cassanova, who, as it happens, lives in Jollyville.
Hello, this is Bobby Balcones, the casserole Cassanova. Talk to me.
Hi, Bobby. This is Amanda Keeton with KJVR.
Hold up. KJVR Radio? Is this about the pizza rice? I already made my public apology.
No. I'm just curious what you know about 2 agents who might have stolen lasagna from a resident of Jollyville.
Okay. So listen, and you didn't hear this from me, but Kenny Westlake keep winning the Jollyville competitive casserole cook-off extravaganza. And there are some people, I say some people, who don't like that. Word on the street, they want a sample of her blue ribbon double sausage Dutch oven lasagna for that recipe analyzer. Uh-oh.
Bobby Balcones, freeze and don't move.
Hey, I didn't say anything, I swear.
Step away from the phone and drop the pizza rice.
Hey man, where you taking me? I have food in the oven. Dude, you really strong.
Hello? Is anyone still there?
Well, I tell you, Miss Amanda Keeton, you done sticking that big old schnoz of yours in places where it plumb don't belong, girl.
I'm Amanda Keeton, and Jollyville, things just took a very dark turn. Stay tuned for the next installment of Coffee Filters on KJVR.
Haven't you always wanted to show off your love of Jollyville Radio for a low cost and with free shipping? Well, now we have stickers. Head on over to jollyvilleradio.com. They go great on water bottles, recipe analyzers, and even chinchilla carriers. Pick yours up at jollyvilleradio.com today. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Spoopy the Boop.
I'm Julia Stonewash. This is KJVR Jollyville Radio, and you're listening to History Chats, where we bring in famous people every week and let our listeners ask them questions. Many may say she's public enemy number 1, but really, she's more like 5 or 6. Watch your Lincolns, cars, and wallets, because it's Bonnie Parker of the infamous duo, Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie, thank you for being here.
Anytime. It's fun to be on the radio instead of listening to it. I need a break from the car.
I can only imagine. Hello, listener. You're on the air.
Hi, Bonnie. This is Peggy Breaker. I'm always looking for a good celebratory cigar. Any you'd recommend?
Well, I'm more of a chain smoker, but any cigar is good enough for a photo op. The thicker, the better. They really make your emotions pop.
Good to know. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Bonnie. For our listeners at home, smoking in any form is dangerous and not encouraged. But we all know you like to live dangerously, don't you, Bonnie?
Yep.
Alrighty, looks like we have our next caller. Charles, what do you have for us?
Life on the run has to be exhausting, being away from everyone and all that. What did you do in your downtime? Maybe catch a baseball game by the Texas Rangers?
Now, would you dare to believe it? I'm more of a Houston Astros fan. Who else we got on the line?
Wait, why would you be a... Oh, yeah. Okay, yep, enough of that. Josh Slowstone, your turn.
Wow, hey, it's really you, Bonnie Parker. How does it feel to have a Broadway musical made about you?
It's all right. To be honest, I'm more of an Oklahoma fan. Oklahoma, where the crime comes sweeping down the plain.
Next caller, you're on the air and no pressure, but please, have a real question.
Hi, Bonnie. It's Clyde.
Oh, hi, honey.
I was about to head out and run some errands, maybe hit up a bank or some local businesses. Do you need anything while I'm out?
Maybe some milk. Thank you.
All right, will do. See you soon.
Wait, did he just say he'd hit up a bank?
Yeah, like make a withdrawal.
Wait, which bank? Hold on, we can talk about this later, because with that, this concludes our show. Miss Parker, thank you for joining us. I think it's time we bust out of here and make tracks. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm Julia Stonewash. We'll see you next time on History Chats.
This is Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR, turning the spotlight on good people doing great work in the real world. Howdy, y'all. We're talking with Sandra Renner, Farm and Community Director at the Center for Rural Affairs in Lyons, Nebraska, standing up for small family farmers and ranchers, new business owners, and rural communities. Hey, Sandra Renner. Welcome to Community Beat.
Thanks so much. My pleasure to be here.
Sandra, tell us about the work of the Center for Rural Affairs.
Well, I'm happy to. Center for Rural Affairs is a national nonprofit based in Lyons, Nebraska, which is a town in northeast Nebraska that has a population of 851. Our mission is to support vibrant rural communities And we do this in 3 ways. Policy advocacy is one of the ways that we do this. We work on the federal farm bill, conservation programs, fair regulations for farmers and ranchers, renewable energy and rural health. And at state level, we do some state policy advocacy in Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, and South Dakota as well. We also do this through small business development in Nebraska. And so that branch of the center provides technical assistance, lending, and training to businesses and aspiring businesses across the state. We have a couple of specialized centers, such as a women's business center and a Latino business center. And then we also work on community development in Nebraska, which is what I oversee on our farm and community program. And that's where we offer hands-on technical assistance, training, leadership development, and education.
Could you share how the organization developed, Sandra, from a simple country storefront?
The founders of the center were funded originally through a community action agency in Northeast Nebraska that was located in the Omaha Nation on the Omaha Reservation. And it was funded to eliminate poverty in 5 Northeast Nebraska counties. There was a lot of effort to engage with Native American communities and Hispanic communities at that time, as well as rural folks. And our founders decided that they had enough community support and relationships to build up some funding and create their own agency called Center for Rural Affairs. And they went to Washington to advocate for small family farmers at that time. Anytime they were asked to shut their doors, they had purchased a rubber stamp so anything that came in from the federal government asking them to do that, they stamped with a stamp that said bullshit and put it in the file. This comes from, we have a history that's also archived at the Iowa State University Archives. This is part of our mostly true history and colorful start to the center. And from there it grew. We have located to Lyons, Nebraska, just 20 miles from where the original office was, and continue to work on some of the same work today. And of course, we've grown as well.
The programming you spearhead as the farm and community director, describe that for us.
Sure. On farm and community, as I mentioned earlier, we do community development in Nebraska through hands-on training, technical assistance, leadership development, and education and outreach. We do things that you would expect us to do, such as beginning farmer trainings and working with farmers and landowners in the state. Some of our audiences that we most often work with are historically underserved audiences, such as Native Americans, Latinos, and women. We also visit with families about land transition and their plans after they retire. We also helped pilot farm to school across the state in Nebraska. So organizing training with schools and farmers so that more local food purchases could go into the schools and more schools could be serving fresh, healthy foods. We also work in community food systems in 2 Native American communities in Nebraska, work with the Santee Sioux Dakota Reservation, as well as the Omaha Nation, which is part of our founding story. And so there we helped, alongside the community, helped establish nearly 300 family gardens that support 2 weekly farmers markets in each of the locations. As well as some small business development around continuing to sustain and grow those farmers markets. We also do some work that we call rural community inclusion. We have experienced several waves of immigration throughout our state, like much of the country. And we work with communities that are wanting to become more welcoming and grow what we call cultural competency and be more inclusive of their new American residents. And so we do leadership training with existing and emerging leaders so that they're aware of what biases we all bring to the table, what bias looks like in their community and how to address it and how to have conversations across differences. We also work with the incoming community, the new residents, helping them learn how to access the community, create kind of that bridge between the incoming and the receiving community so that they become more aware of how to access services in the community, just like everyone else does that's lived there for years. So that's sort of the few of the things that we do in our program. We do touch on some conservation work and conservation education and soil health, as well as we helped found a statewide food policy council in Nebraska called the Nebraska Food Council.
To find more information or apply for assistance, Sandra, where can the center be found on the internet or reached by phone?
It's super simple. You just hop on our website. It's CFRA, like Center for Rural Affairs.org, or you could call our main office at 402-687-2100.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Sandra Renner, and we wish you the best of the best.
Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
This has been Jollyville Community Beat with UncleASAR and Dig This. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Peace.
The creative team of cast and writers behind Jollyville Radio includes UncleASAR Alkebalon, Emily Ansonek, Lizzie Brister, Michael Crosa, Michelle Darcy, Richard Dayries, Brian Green, Alan Kay, Susanna Kay, Pilar Kepperda, Robert Leary, Brian Routson, Thomas Schlitt, Michael Stanley, Matt Waite, and Kay Wise. The recording was made in accordance with social distancing. Help us spread the word about Jollyville Radio. Tell a friend, post on social media, and be sure to subscribe to get updates about new episodes. You can find us on the web at jollyvilleradio.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Jollyville Radio. Jollyville Radio is directed by Michael Crosa with lead editing provided by Dr. Montse Santillan and social media help from Amy Costa. Jollyville Radio is a production of Jollyville Brass Quintet, member of Austin Creative Alliance. We are based in Austin, Texas. For KJVR in Jollyville, I'm your host, Jimmy Piecrust. We'll see you next time on Jollyville Radio.